Yesterday I gave you this ECG and asked you what you thought about the changes that you're seeing here. And the biggest change that you can see in this particular ECG is the depression in V1 and V2. You can see in V3 is obvious as well. This is indicative of possibly a posterior infarction. And the posterior infarction is usually due to a blockage in that right coronary artery, because the right coronary artery of the heart is going to descend kind of on the anterior portions and then wrap around to the posterior portions of the heart in about 80% of people in the world. That's kind of how the vessels work. And so when you see V1 and V2 or V3 that have posterior depression, particularly V1 and V2 that are looking at the direct front of the heart, that's a good indication that we should be doing a posterior ECG, V7, 8, and 9, in order to identify if there is S&T elevation in those leads, which is going to be indicative of something like this, where we have a 7, 8, and 9, where we see the elevation in 7, 8, and 9 when we do a posterior. And so that's typically what we're going to see. As you can see here, we left V1 and V2 in the same spots, so we still see the depression. And then when we get a direct view of the posterior portions of the heart, that's when we start to see S&T elevation. So whenever you see posterior or S&T depression in V1 and V2, start thinking posterior, because that could be a very good indicator that we have a posterior MI. We love that you love our videos, and we appreciate you so much that we've actually created an EMT illustrated notes for you. You can download these for free in our link in our bio.